Great. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to open this Polk County Board of Commissioners session. It's Tuesday, March 31st. Extra agendas are on the back table. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First up is for comments, not on this agenda. Anyone like to approach the board? Room full of silent people. Temporarily. Next up, approval of agenda.
Second.
Then moved and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimous. Approval of minutes for March 24th, 2026.
I'm going to abstain from this.
Okay.
I'll move approval.
Move approval.
Thank you.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Next up, the Star Recognition Award. So for Matt Olson, Carol Carlson, and Carrie Jackson. I've got a little letter here to recognize those that the Board of Commissioners and staff would like to recognize Carrie Jackson, Carol Carlson, and Matt Olson for the Discovery Evidence Division for special thanks and recognition for the team nomination. Aaron Felton has nominated them for these reasons. In his words, I am nominating the entire Discovery Evidence Division of the District Attorney's Office for this quarter's Star Award. Because they function so effectively as a team, it is impossible to single one member of the division out from the others as being individually more worthy than the others of this recognition. While this division arguably makes a significant difference in nearly all of the 7 award guideline categories, for the reasons below, they particularly distinguish themselves in the areas of excellent customer service, team success, outstanding achievement. In every prosecution, our office is required by statute to gather all the evidence collected by law enforcement and turn it over to the defense attorney representing an individual charged with a crime. Depending on the case, that information can be voluminous and involve multiple agencies. The Discovery Evidence Division is the clearinghouse through which all of that information is collected, sorted, and distributed. In the last 10 years, with the advent of digital case management systems and police body cameras, that process has undergone a revolutionary transformation. I am very proud to say that our Discovery Evidence team of Carrie Jackson, Carol Carlson, and Supervisor Matt Olson had not only kept pace with the technological challenges and changes, but established a leadership role by building one of, if not the finest operations in Oregon. As a result of their work, the Polk County DA's office is consistently able to provide discovery in the majority of our cases within 5 days or less of filing. That is extraordinarily fast for an office of any size. They are also able to fulfill specific discovery requests within 24 to 48 hours, which results in very high degree of confidence in this office from the bench, the public, and other attorneys. In sum, this department in the DA's office is a major contributor to our mission of seeking justice for the people of Polk County and are extremely deserving of this special recognition from the board. So on behalf of the board, we are excited to recognize Discovery Evidence Division for the Star Recognition Award. Thank you all for what you do. Thank you. Now, if you will, 3 will come forward.
Be shy.
Yeah.
Congratulations, appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for all your work. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Great job. Thank you. Thank you. You guys want to come around back here?
Yes.
We get a photo?
Photo 2 of you guys back in that.
We're taking requests.
Oh, you are.
I charge $5.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, spokesman.
Yeah.
It's really.
My good sign.
Right.
Time.
You're gonna take a picture, or did you wanna be with them?
We want to, if anybody can come, I'd like to join the photo too, or if anybody else wants to join the photo.
Come on, kid.
More often,
Come on, come on.
Yeah, yeah, I'm shy.
That's a volunteer. That was hilarious.
Good job.
Thank you. Yeah. Balls are intermittent.
No
Yours get best out. Thank you. This one's pretty heavy. Oh, sure. Oh my goodness. You're welcome. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Right?
All right, good stuff.
The next step is planning commission interview. So Michael, I just want you to know that the room exiting has no reflection on your interview. They'd like, please come up.
Hey, all the prosecutors left the room. It's okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for your patience as I hobble up here. Thanks. Should have 2 more weeks left with the crutches, so eagerly awaiting
Yeah.
normally again.
Well, then come see your name, address, and why you're here.
My name's Michael Sewell, and my address is 1289 14th Avenue Northwest, Salem, Oregon. And I'm here to interview to be a part of the Planning Commission.
And if you'd like to tell us a little bit about yourself and your interest in this.
Yeah, so I'm an attorney by trade. That's my day job, and I'm not a land use attorney. So I'm coming here just as a Polk County resident. But I think my skills in the legal field would lend really well to this commission. So.
Excellent. Well, thank you, and thanks for stepping up. So we've got a few questions to ask you. We're going to start with Commissioner Gordon and Pope, and then myself. We'll just rotate through the questions. So Jeremy, if you'd like to lead us off.
You bet. Welcome, Michael.
Hi.
What do you consider the most important land use issues facing Polk County government over the next 4 years?
Yeah, well, looking at the Polk County Comprehensive Plan, I would say that protecting farm and forest land definitely is a big one. Agriculture and timber are obviously critical to Polk County. And I think directing growth to cities, which reduces infrastructure cost and avoids, inefficient sprawl. That's another big issue, again, according to the plan. And then avoiding incremental exceptions in land use decisions, I think would really uphold the integrity of the comprehensive plan. If you have too many exceptions built up, I think that kind of erodes the trust in the planning framework. So yeah, those would be my answers on what's most important.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good morning, welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Describe why you want to be on the Polk County Planning Commission and what you hope to accomplish as a member.
Yeah. So I think my professional experience as an attorney would give me a skill set to where I can be, a real informed member from day one. I can hit the ground running. Maybe I wouldn't have to be caught up to as much to speed as someone else. But again, I am not a land use attorney, and so I wouldn't be coming from that lens. I want to serve Polk County because I just bought a home here last year. My family's home is Polk County, and I'm looking forward to being here long term. And I want to make sure it's a nice place to live long term.
So Michael, how would you define livability and quality of life?
So livability, quality of life, I'll kind of define both together. I think that's the ability to work, ability to live, and raise a family without too much government interference. And you know, I think that's important for individual freedoms and for economic stability. I think livability and quality of life would include preserving, you know, Polk County's rural character and continuing to support a strong local economy, you know, all tied to agriculture, timber, small business. So, yeah, livability.
All right. What is your philosophy regarding private property rights and government regulations?
Sure. Well, if I answer defining equality of life or livability was any hint, I think property rights are important, but I think the plan explicitly recognizes those private rights. However, government regulation is necessary when it's justified for some kind of safety reason or for incompatible uses to fix that up. So I just think there has to be a good balance. Yeah.
Okay, you kind of touched on a little bit of the answer in this next one. Do you feel that there is adequate protection for our farm and forest lands under existing land use laws?
So from the basic knowledge I know about Oregon land use law, and then, you know, from reading the plan, I would say generally, yes, I think that Polk County's, you know, between the plan and the statutes, they provide what appear to be, you know, a fairly structured, land use system. I think that we need consistent application of those laws to create, you know, fairness and long-term comfortability. But I think generally, yes.
So Michael, do you feel that Polk County should be more restrictive than state laws and rules in its land use regulations? And if so, in what areas?
Generally, I would say no, I think, because from what I know, Oregon has a system, you know, that is pretty highly regulated, and avoiding over-regulation, I think, is important because those unnecessary restrictions really burden property rights and potential economic activity. But sometimes local conditions definitely, warrant more restrictions, and I think that should only be done with really some clear evidence and a clear purpose. So.
All right. It's going to give you a magic wand for a second. Based on your understanding of the statewide land use planning program, what would you change to make it better? And what would you change to make Polk County's land use laws better?
So on the state level, on that side first, I think increasing some flexibility for rural communities, you know, like the ones that Polk County has, would be something that we could take a look at. One size does obviously not fit all. The state has a decent planning system, but I think that there could be some increased flexibility for us rural folks. And I would say on the state level, I would try to reduce any complexity or delay that's possible. Anyone that knows land use stuff, it's pretty slow moving. This slows development and, increases costs for developers or for someone just trying to build their home. So on the county level, I would say the county's doing a pretty good job. I think, anywhere where we can improve any clarity in the code or, or decisions where we're able to reduce confusion and eventual litigation, because that's not fun for anybody. That would be helpful. And then again, on the county level, focusing on just consistency in planning decisions. So, thanks.
Do you feel Polk County is doing a good or bad job in carrying out the state's land use laws and administrative rules?
Yeah, I think it's doing a really good job from what I can tell. Polk County's, comprehensive plan is pretty aligned with all the statewide goals, and you're carrying out, what the state is kind of issuing you to do. And, Polk County is doing a great job to protect ag and forest lands, and doing a good job on transparency and predictability on decisions. From what I've heard anecdotally from some colleagues, Polk County does it better than some other counties.
So can you describe your experience collaboratively working towards a solution to a complex problem with a diverse group? And what was your role in that?
Yeah. So I think this is something I do on the regular with my legal career, at least, on some level, pretty regularly. I'm often in groups with some pretty majorly different perspectives. Without giving away too much client information, I'll give you one example. I was representing a rural utility district outside of a town in a different county. And they were working on updating their agreement with the city and the county. And, the customers of this utility district were upset, and the staff of the utility district were upset, and the city staff was upset. And so coming together and just, making them feel heard, I think is important. And then really, I think we're able to walk away with everyone feeling relatively pleased. And that was just through a lot of effort of reframing conversations, to make things a little bit more positive, and to reframe to kind of push back on the practical constraints of what can be done in this situation. So I think just making people feel heard and reframing the conversation when necessary, it can lead to some pretty good results. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
Questions?
I have two follow-ups.
Yeah,
So have you ever been to a Polk County Plan Commission meeting?
I have not, no.
Have you had a conversation with the director?
I have not, no.
Okay. And I actually have one more.
Yes.
Do you have a specific passion about Oregon land use laws or land use planning?
I think just, maintaining, the beauty of Oregon, keeping the rural areas rural and keeping the urban creep from getting to those areas is important. And, I plan to live here the rest of my life, and I want to do whatever I can to help be part of that. Yep.
Mr. Gordon?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Well, I will tell you, knowing why you're on those crutches, and we always look for people with good common sense, jumping out of a perfectly good plane, we won't hold that against you.
Okay.
So,
Well, thank you. Thank you.
but I really appreciate flying and coming in today.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in and hearing me.
Thank you, Michael. We will be in contact.
Okay. Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you. Any non-listed items today?
No, sir.
Okay. With that, we're adjourned.